Whether you are on an adventure or at the downtown cafe, your answers are no more than a sniff away. Dog Training 360's purpose is simple: to teach you why dogs do what they do, as well as the action steps you need to take to have better communication, connection, consistency, and conceivability with your dog. So we've been having this conversation about, your responsibility as a dog owner and taking charge and making decisions for the vet visits and being aware when you're traveling what your responsibilities are and your commitment to training. And I think this is a great time as we head into Thanksgiving. Coming out of Thanksgiving, this is where everybody makes some Christmas decisions and decide, what we're going to do for Christmas. And I know a lot of families decide that this is the time to get a Christmas puppy. And there's a lot of puppies out there and breeders that are breeding for Christmas puppies, and they're really starting to market it as well. And I think, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with making the decision that this is the time and this is an exciting time and puppies are fun and exciting. But one thing that I found with Christmas puppies is it's all an emotional cuteness thing that happens, and people are not really ready for what is to come. And so here we bring this puppy home, and then we realize that now we haven't slept in a week.
Well, and everyone goes back to school.
Right.
And everyone goes back to work.
Right.
Like your Christmas holiday isn't very long.
Yeah.
So everything's great while everyone's home. All the kids are home. They can take care of the dog. And then everybody goes back to the middle of their schedule.
Yeah.
Of, what their life is.
Right. And that's where people end up, getting rid of the puppies, taking them to the pound, giving them back to the breeder if the breeder will take them back. And it just becomes a nightmare. And I don't think that it's fair to the puppies. The puppies didn't choose that. But you can prevent having to take the puppy back by signing up for training and getting training going. And one thing that, there's three directions that I would recommend going into, is either doing, having the puppy home over Christmas break and then sending him into boot camp for 2 weeks to really set that new schedule, new routines, and get them where they need to be. And then doing lessons after that. The next thing is getting into group classes immediately, so your training starts and gets going. And then the third option is doing in-home private lessons and really laying that foundation and committing to the training. A super fun story. It's been 2 years now, so not last Christmas, but the Christmas before. I had a family call and they said, we're getting the puppy. We're actually picking the puppy up from the breeder Christmas morning, and the kids have no idea. And so they literally, I believe they picked up the puppy at 4:00 in the morning, brought it home, and they got, everything exciting, and literally their first present was me showing up and doing a lesson.
Cool.
And it was fun. I mean, not necessarily the way I wanted to spend Christmas morning, but this family was really committed to, okay, we're starting off right. We've got the puppy, and I helped them get, everything that they need to have ready for, picking up the puppy on Christmas, and then me coming in and doing their first lesson on Christmas Day. And you're going to be hard pressed to find anybody that's going to do that. But it was super fun for me to go, okay, here we have it. And we start routines immediately as if we're in school. And so giving that puppy the 4-hour nap every day, you guys play with your other Christmas stuff, and giving everybody assignments and what they needed to do. And that dog is thriving. It's doing great. And the family is the kids are still very committed to the dog. And I think that, and it wasn't an easy dog, but being committed to, you're getting a puppy. It's not just about cute and play, and it's about setting the routines and the structure and not giving up on them.
Because puppies are a lot of work.
Yeah.
The thing that saves them is they're cute.
Right. Yeah.
Because they're really, really difficult. all puppies.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
and then you feel like sometimes you want to kill them, and then
Yeah.
you're like, you don't kill them because they're cute.
Exactly.
You know.
Not throwing you in the garbage right now. 'cause
Yeah,
you're really
but
cute.
it is a lot of work.
Yep. Yeah.
No matter, it's an infinite amount of work you can put into
Yep.
a puppy.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because I mean, you train your dogs and I train my dogs, and it's tons of work all the time.
All the time.
You
Yeah.
know, and still, I mean, Louis is 6 years old and we're still training.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure. Yeah.
but the thing is, he is so good.
yeah.
That's a 6-year journey
Oh, for sure.
to get that dog.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, my other dogs I've only had for 2 years. So we're on a 2-year
Yeah.
journey
Yep.
of training. But I think what's frustrating is people want that good dog right now.
Uh-huh.
And you just have to think about it like that it's a journey and it's a process,
Yeah.
and you progress through it, and
Yeah.
you're going to look back on these things that were
Right.
horrible, and
Yeah.
they're going to be funny,
Get
and
through
they're
it,
going to
yeah.
be these memories that you have like forever with
Yeah.
your family about, oh,
Yeah.
remember when we were going
Oh.
to kill the
Yeah,
dog?
right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then
Yep.
you made it through, and you have a dog that is lovely,
Yeah.
that other people love, and that you can take places, and
Yeah.
they're just so good, and you're like, oh, my dog is so good, and then you're like, oh, he's 6 years old.
Right.
Like
yeah.
it took 6 years
Yeah.
to train that dog to
Yeah.
be that. So don't lose your hope. Everybody wants to kill their dog
Yep.
at some time in
Yep.
its life.
Yep.
I wanted to kill
Yep.
my dog.
Yep.
It's really, really hard. It's just a hard thing. But nothing in life that's worth it is easy.
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And you just have to look at it that way, that
Yeah.
all this hard difficulty and work that you're putting in
Mhm.
is going to turn into something
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
You know? But
Yeah.
you just have to not give up.
Right. And not, I think really, a couple of points to really talk about and circle back through is, yep, decide to get a puppy. That's fine.
Sure.
But here's the list. The financial commitment is big,
Mhm.
and be ready to make that financial commitment. In my opinion, you should be prepared to spend somewhere around $5,000 for training
Oh, sure.
in the journey.
That's
Yep.
that's a minimum
Yep.
amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should plan on about, I would say probably a minimum of about 3,000 to 4,000 in general vet care, preventative. Vaccinations, your spay and neuters, your,
Yeah, for like the first year of the dog.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the first year
yeah,
of the dog's life.
yep, getting their vaccinations done. You should plan on budgeting somewhere around $200 to $300 a month for food and treats and stuff to chew on and that type of thing. And then plan on at least that for toys and adventure stuff.
Sure.
And then just to get the crate and the food and like your initial setup for the puppy,
Mm-hmm.
you should plan on about $2,000 to $3,000.
Mhm.
Honestly, I
Mhm.
mean, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think that people look at that piece of it. And so then when they get hit with, we just spent all this money on crates and bowls and food and
Dog bed
and
things
yeah.
for the car. And
Yep. Now you're telling me that this disaster of a puppy is going to cost me $2,000 to $5,000 for training.
Mm-hmm.
We probably it's just not worth making that next leap and getting rid of the dog.
Mm-hmm.
And that's unfortunate, because to me, you can feed him out of a paper bowl.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
so
get
worth it though.
a blanket from the thrift store for $2 for a dog bed.
Yep.
You can throw towels in the crate.
Mm-hmm.
You can find a used crate,
Mm-hmm.
put the money into training,
Mm-hmm.
far more than having a matching leash and collar,
Yeah.
and far more than having, a brand new crate right out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
Far more important than, the cute dishes that we're going to put the food in.
Mm-hmm.
Your
Your dog doesn't care what dish it
dog
eats out
does
of.
not care what bed what the bed looks like. So it's really think about where your budget is, and the majority of your budget right now. And that's not coming from just, me being a dog trainer and the business that we're in. It is find a dog trainer no matter where you're at in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Find a dog trainer and commit to it and commit to the training. And the majority of your budget should be to training. Most trainers will do and tell you the cheapest way to own a dog, really. How do you afford the vet stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to go to a veterinarian? No, you can go to your local shelter and get the vaccinations done.
Sure you can.
I mean, there's so many ways to prevent so much money in other areas to afford the training, and the training is far more important than making sure that you have the proper dish.
It is, because it has a lasting impact on their life.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
you over your life, you're going to have a bazillion dog dishes. I don't even know.
I know.
They get lost. They get chewed on. They
thrown around the yard.
You know,
whatever,
give them away to people that don't have a bowl.
Yep.
Like, you're going to have a bunch.
Yeah.
You're going to go through blankets like candy. I buy my blankets at the dollar store. They're the exact same as anywhere else, and you just spend $1 because I have to buy all new blankets probably every year. I don't even know how. I go through a lot.
Yeah, I think I'm like every 3 months I get new blankets.
But you only have the one dog.
Yeah.
You know, the dog is what stays.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, exactly.
And they don't care what blanket they have,
No.
and they don't care what bowl they have. But if you can provide them the structure and the training in their life, then it pays for itself, because then you have a wonderful dog for 15 years.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. The continued expense of everything versus the initial expense that you put in for training.
Yeah. It's an investment.
Yeah. It completely it is.
It's in your life.
Yep.
In your life, because that's what the dog is. When you commit to a dog, you're committing that a member of your family for the life of the dog.
Right. Yeah. And it just, you got a budget for it. But the sad thing that happens is 3 months later, the breeder's not going to take them back.
No.
They end up in the shelter, the Humane Society, into rescues because you didn't make the commitment, the financial commitment, and the time to train your dog. And you know what? There's so many options. If you don't have the time, then have a trainer come in and train your dog and do
sure.
it. I mean, you don't have the time.
You can send your dog away for a little while, or they can come to your house and train it, or there's tons. Even if you just sign up for a group class, like that's
a minimum.
That's an hour a week, and it makes a huge difference.
Yep.
And you would sign up for a class for yourself for an hour a week.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you say it's like your gym time, like you give up your gym time, right?
Right.
For just for 6 weeks
Yeah.
of an introductory puppy obedience
Yep.
or a beginning
It will
obedience
change
for
everything.
other dog,
Mhm.
it makes such a big impact.
Yeah.
The impact is exponential.
Yeah. And you know, my advice as we're talking about Christmas puppies and it's not that you shouldn't go to the shelter and if you want an older dog, if you want to rescue, you still need to commit to training because those dogs aren't trained.
No.
That's why they're there. They're somebody else's mistake. And so they still need to train. And my advice would be under the Christmas tree, here's the puppy, here's their stuff, and a gift certificate to training. Like, put it in your Christmas budget to pay for training, no matter what you do. And I think it's great if you want to go the rescue route, but you better commit to them because
somebody already failed that commitment.
And it's just as big as you get a puppy and it goes back to the shelter, or it goes back to the breeder, or to the shelter, or the Humane Society, or a rescue, is taking a rescue dog. And I think that is far more detrimental than taking a dog out of the rescue or the shelters and then taking it back to that. I think that is so wrong. So commit to it. Commit to for training and for Christmas. And if you know anybody that has an unruly dog that they're just over the top with and can't handle it, that may be the best Christmas present you give them, is a gift certificate for a group class, and help them maybe support that financial need to keep that dog in the home. So my advice is get a dog for Christmas. Totally fine. It's a fun time. It's an exciting time, but you better be prepared to commit to the training of that puppy or dog so that you have a lifetime with that dog instead of 3 weeks or 6 months. Because it's really sad the amount of dogs that go out around Christmas that turn around and go right back because the realization kicks in that this is a lot of work, and trainers out there are to help support you through it.
Yeah,
we know it's hard.
Yeah, and you can do it. One thing to be said about getting the dog at Christmas is you're already in the middle of your routine, and so it's not a big change. Like getting a dog in the summer, you have a routine that's the summer, and then you go back to like a much stricter routine, like at the school year. And I feel like that can be more difficult for the dog to get used to, because they've been used to the
3
summer life. Yes.
Yeah.
At the Christmas, you're right into the routine.
Yeah.
Which makes it harder for you, but it's really good.
Way easier
to set it for the dog.
Yeah.
To get right into, oh, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And,
right out of the bat. Yeah.
So you just have to think about how to fit it in before you make the decision. Think about it before. Like if that's what you want, amazing. Figure out all the pieces to make it work before you go get it.
And I don't know a trainer out there that is not willing, when somebody calls and said, hey, we're getting a dog for Christmas, what do we need to be prepared for? What do we need to do? I am all about it. I would happily, if you want to call, if you want to text, if you want to send me a message, email, whatever it is, and say, what do I need to be prepared for? I am happy to give you a list and happy to give you, what the schedule should look like when you first bring that puppy home. And that's something that I'm happy to do for free. It's just be prepared for training, and that's what's going to set you up. And the routines of what school life is like, not what our little Christmas break is like. But be committed. Be committed. It's not just this cute fuzzy thing that is so fun for the first 48 hours and then turns into a nightmare. Be committed to, we're going to keep this dog for a lifetime.
Yeah, because it's not a Christmas gift. It's a lifetime gift.
Right. Yep, exactly. And, I've had some clients that have gotten the Christmas puppies, and I've told them it's not right. And we've rehomed the dogs and to a fit that's way better. So I'm not saying that those little things don't necessarily happen, but work with a trainer before. You guys are all thinking about it right now. Right now, as we're coming out of Thanksgiving, everybody's thinking about Christmas stuff, and puppies are going to come up. So call a trainer and get what you need and do everything that you need to do to be prepared for that Christmas puppy to come home or Christmas rescue or Christmas, whatever, and make it happen correctly.